SeatGeek is the easiest way to find the best deals on tickets to pretty much any live event. Concerts, sports, theater, comedy, whatever you want. Download the SeatGeek app today and enter promo code SEATS to save $20 on your first purchase.
Hey guys, it's Therese Paylor, Chiefs beat writer with the Kansas City Star, and we are back for another edition of Chiefs Game Plan. Cowboys edition, man. The Chiefs at 6-2 are getting ready to face the Dallas Cowboys at Jerry World. Cowboys are 4-3, and they're squaring off at 3:25 p.m. on Sunday. Got another great preview for you guys today. A three-parter, actually. We actually kicked things off with an interview I did with the reigning AFC Special Teams Player of the Week, Harrison Butker, who has made his last 18 field goals. Pretty impressive guy, very confident. He's a rookie. But he's a guy that, has the kind of swag you want in a kicker. Really good interview. We talked about his kicking style and what his range is and just what it's been like to replace Carlos Santos and all that. A really good interview. And then we talked to one of my main men in the business, an alpha dog sort to speak when it comes to NFL beat writers. Clarence Hill Jr. from the Fort Worth Star-Telegram comes on and kind of give us thoughts on the Cowboys and an offense that might not be as impressive as we think. He says there's some issues on that offense. You're going to want to stick around and hear that out. And then he tells us the game plan to beat the defense. So Chill knows his team. We've been covering that team 20 years. He's one of the old heads as far as NFL beat writers go. And, he's somebody that, a lot of young reporters, especially beat writers of color, look up to because he's been doing it so long. So I think you guys will enjoy that. And then finally, we've got a four-man, A-team roundtable. No Sam Mellinger, but Dave Hewlett, our ace photographer, who's really good at what he does. Give him a follow on Twitter, guys. Steps into his place to fill out the four-man booth, and we talk about all kinds of issues plaguing the Chiefs, namely the run offense and the run defense, and we make our predictions for Sunday. So, you know what? Let's go ahead and get into it. Here's my interview with Harrison Butker. Let's go. All right, we're back for another edition of Facebook Live. And every once in a while, we bring you guys a player interview, and this time we've got the reigning AFC Special Teams Player of the Week, and Harrison Butker. Harrison, how's it going, man?
It's going great.
Hey, thank you for joining us. We all appreciate it. Has been a revelation this year. You have picked you up off Carolina's practice squad. You missed your first kick, and not one issue since, man. How do you square away 18 straight, man? Like, how do you even begin to process that?
Yeah, it's crazy thinking about it. It's been 18 field goals. It's happened really fast. Even being here, playing these past 5 games now, it's gone really fast. But, maybe it was a good thing I missed that first one to get it out of the way. And then I'm just taking every kick one at a time. So really trying not to think about the streak too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, one kick at a time. I
feel like I might be jinxing you by mentioning it, so we're going to get off that quickly. But so after the first miss, what did Dave Tope say to you?
Trying to think. He was really confident. I think he gave me a pat on the back or something, and he was very encouraging because you can't dwell on it. If you let that affect the next kicks, well, now you're in trouble. So just moving on to the next kick.
Okay. What about what kind of role had? I know the battery between the holder and the snapper is a big deal for you. Like if anything gets messed up, sometimes missed kicks aren't always your fault as a kicker. But what has that battery been like between James and then the whole Dustin, and how are you guys all getting along?
Yeah,
that's important.
It's been great. When I first got here, the first day really, we did some full operation field goals to help me get settled in. But James has been doing a great job snapping the ball. Dustin's been putting it on the spot, perfect lean every single time, and then the O-line's been blocking for me. I mean, we've faced some teams that have had some really good rushes, and everybody on that O-line, the front line, has been blocking really well.
It's a pretty interesting situation with you because Carlos Santos is a guy that was loved by a lot of guys. I know between the special teams unit, like Dustin liked him a lot, so did James. For you stepping in, what kind of things did you hear about him, man? Did they talk to him about him very much at all? Or was it really just you step right in and now they're getting to know you?
Yeah, I mean, I knew who Carlos Santos was. He's a great kicker. I've been following him when I was in college. Knew he was a really good kicker, but I heard he had an injury and they needed somebody, so they called me, and I was able to talk to him for a couple days, and everything's good between us. I know he'll find a home soon, but yeah, everything's good.
For you, man, we kind of look at you, and you maybe a little bigger than the average kicker, just a little bit. Normally we do these interviews and the player's taller than me, but maybe not this much taller. From a physical standpoint, like, how do you think your body type helps you, like, really generate power behind the ball? You're a big, like, long, tall, lanky guy. Like, how does that help you generate the power to really drill it?
It definitely helps. Having a long lever from, my hip's a lot higher than most kickers. That definitely helps generating power. And the biggest thing for tall guys like me is being consistent. And I think I've done a great job of that so far. Just need to continue that. And kickoffs, it definitely helps as well. I think taller guys definitely have an advantage with that.
One thing that's interesting is that, they've just been letting you drill it for the most part through the end zone. Now, Coach Tobe is pretty creative on some of these kick cover things at some point. So do you think at some point, or has he begun talking to you at all yet about placement on kickoffs to try and pin them inside the 25?
Oh, yeah, we definitely practice that every week.
Okay.
Coach Tobe is very creative. We're always working on stuff to do for the next week. So, we got some up our sleeve, and, we're going to keep working on it. So,
what's the longest field goal you've made, like, in practice? Like, how far can you really?
I usually don't go past 60 because it's not really realistic, but, I've had days when there's, plenty of distance on it. But, again, accuracy is king. It doesn't really matter how far you can kick it.
Explain why it's not realistic past 60.
I don't know. It just doesn't really happen. Usually the coach doesn't want to go for it because if you miss it, then the other team gets the ball there. So it's really only going to happen at the end of the game or at the end of a half. So, that's why it kind of makes it rare.
For a 60-yard plus field goal, isn't it difficult to generate the power necessary to boot that when you know that you got to hit it at like a lower plane? Or is that not really an issue with you?
I don't really think about that. Maybe if there's wind in your face, you might want to lower it a little bit.
Okay.
I haven't really messed with that too much, but, I just hate talking. It just sounds like you're bragging, but, usually you just hit a normal kick. I'm not worrying about lowering the ball or anything.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So for you, like, what was your background? Like, did you kick in high school?
Yeah, I started kicking sophomore year of high school, just did kickoffs actually, and then junior and senior year did field goals, punts, kickoffs.
What do you think what was your favorite sport growing up?
Soccer, and then I loved basketball, and then football was just intriguing. It was a sport I'd never played. It's hard to replicate high school football and the fans and all that stuff, and college football. That's probably the best sport to play in college for the fans. So,
what do you think you were going to go to college to play when you were a freshman in high school?
Freshman in high school, I wanted to go pro in soccer, and then that interest started fading, and I was thinking maybe Division III basketball or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, glad I'm playing football.
What position do you think you would have played in basketball?
Shooting guard.
Shooting guard?
Yeah.
You can shoot the rock a little bit?
Yeah.
How much did you have pride in your defense? You defend?
Oh yeah, my defense was good. I was a number 3, but I was good.
Okay.
Yeah. I was a captain my senior year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fish likes to wave at me sometimes. Hi, Fish. And we're wrapping down here, man. But so in soccer, what'd you play?
Defender, yeah. So I was in the back playing defense, and then for corner kicks and throw-ins, I'd go up there and hopefully get some headers.
Okay, all right. Are you just enjoying the ride right now, man? You're on a good team. You're on a roll right now. Football is a weird game. Stuff happens, but right now you kind of just got to enjoy the wave. How good are you? Like how well is that going for you?
It's been an awesome experience. Grew up watching NFL football, watching Andy Reid with the Eagles and Mike Vick. So it's crazy that I'm here, and I'm just enjoying every moment.
Awesome. Well, great interview, man. I appreciate you joining us, man, and keep rocking. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Hey, thank you guys for watching. We're gonna go ahead and keep doing these fairly regularly, and this guy's killing it right now, and he's been honored for his achievements. So show him some love on Twitter. What's your handle, man?
Buttkicker7.
All right. Hey, we appreciate you guys. Take it easy. This is Perez Paler for the Star. Okay, so good stuff there from Harrison. Let's transition to my interview with Clarence Hill Jr., nicknamed Chill, of the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. Here we go. All right, I'm very, very pleased to welcome our next guest, my main man, an old head, one of the most respected beat writers in the business, somebody you got to follow because he is battle-tested, a veteran, somebody you got to follow for Sunday to get the other perspective. Clarence Hill Jr. from the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. Clarence, how you doing, man?
I'm good. How you doing, man?
I'm great. Chill. Your
You
nickname.
forgot to add that former KC star.
I was just about to get into that. You are acquainted with the city of Kansas City before you got back to your Texan roots.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was all over Independence and Blue Springs and Bannister Road and the inner city schools and Bud Lathrop and Raytown South.
Right.
That was my stomping ground back in the day.
Right. Former high school reporter at the Star turned Cowboys old head with more contacts than you can shake a stick at. So I think you've come up a little bit, I would say, Chill.
Well, still I rise. Still I rise.
That's right. All right. Let's dive into this showdown on Sunday, man. I got a lot of questions about the Cowboys. We'll start with the offense. I think the Chiefs' run defense has been horrific, okay? Let's just call it for what it is. I would have no question about what would happen Sunday if Ezekiel Elliott plays, but it looks like he's not. So how good do you think the Dallas running game is when Ezekiel's not in there?
You know what? That's the $64,000 question around here because the Cowboys continue to maintain they're going to keep the same offense and go with the same style with Alfred Morris and Darren McFadden and Rod Smith. They feel good about the offensive line and think that those backs can get it done behind that offensive line against anybody, and they probably will be successful. The point is they won't be game breaking. They won't be back breaking. They won't be punishing. They won't be electrifying. And this is an offense that, even with Zeke, has been devoid of playmakers. They don't really have any playmakers on the outside to make things easy for Dak Prescott, and everything they were doing, offense is based on Zeke and punishing and going for big gainers. Now, Morris is solid, and McFadden, those are former 1,000-yard rushers. They're veteran backs. They're going to run to the right hole and do what they're supposed to do. Are they going to get anything extra? That's the question. I don't know if they can get anything extra. They like Jalen Smith. He's a young back. I'm not Jalen Smith. Rod Smith, who's was actually joined the Chiefs as undrafted free agent. He's Jalen Smith, the much hyped linebacker from Notre Dame, who's was injured last year and has kind of been a disappointment this year. That's his older brother. That he is a bigger back. He's going to be that third down back, and he has size and speed combination that can get some things done. But again, none of those guys are Ezekiel Elliott, so it's going to be a question. Can they get it done even against a bad Chiefs offensive line? Because it's not necessarily those short yarders. It's can they convert third downs? They'll be makeable third down for Dak and the offense to convert because of what they're doing on first and second down in the running game.
So a lot to unpack there. The most interesting thing. For so long, the Cowboys have never really been devoid of playmakers on the outside. Jason Witten, he's 35 years old. Dez Bryant, he's 28. What's going on with Dez, man?
Well, yeah, and let's start first. Jason Witten is a solid tight end. He catches a lot of balls. He never really broke your back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he was never Tony Gonzalez to bring it home. And as far as a game-breaking, difference-making guy, certainly a huge red zone threat guy that you had to double-team like that. He was never that player. And it was always on Dez to be that guy on the outside. And Dez has gotten older. He's not getting the separation he got. Certainly he's been playing some tough cornerbacks. And he'll play another one this week in Peters. But, he's gotten older. He's been injured. He can still kill you on the slant. He can still kill you in the red zone, but he ain't running by nobody right now. And the problem is they have no one that really runs by anyone that takes the top part of defense, that opens things up. And, you watch other teams. You never see Cowboys receivers running wide open down the field. Mm-hmm. You see what Tyreek Hill can do and some other guys can do and with the big play. And they have one guy that's made big plays, but it's more about him jumping over people, catching contested balls, and Bryce Butler than just running by people and being open down the field. And again, you don't really have that in this offense. I think it's missing. And when people point to Dak and his inability to throw the ball down the field, I'm like, to who?
Ooh.
I mean, there's nobody running open down the field because they schemed them open, or they just broke it open because they can run by people. They don't really have that.
Is Dez's change? How much does that have to do with this knee thing he's been dealing with?
You know what? We just found out about the knee thing. He got the injury report today. He went on the injury report before today.
Okay.
With his knee, and again, he was out some games last year with the knee, and so I don't know if this came up in the game. You know, I was out the locker room and writing my daily, and I saw the injury report. He was on it, and there was, you know, when I asked Garrett before practice, it was going to be out. It was going to be limited. He didn't list the number of guys. He did not list Dez Bryant. So I don't know if it's something that came up in practice today or something that was lingering. We will find that out. But again, his previous results had nothing to do with this knee, you know, and it has been what it was. And again, he's played some top cornerbacks. He had Josh Norman this week. He had Talib in Denver. He had Peterson in Arizona. He had Jenkins with the Giants. You know, he ain't been playing no scrubs. Yeah. You know, but playmakers make plays. You get the contract that you're getting because you're supposed to make big plays on the outside.
You in on Dak Prescott as a star?
Well, you know, I think that yes. I mean, I don't know why I'm hesitating. Again, I don't think he's had the help on the outside, but Dak Prescott does all the right things. You know, his success last year was not about tricking anybody. You know, they didn't run a junk offense, and it wasn't like one read and wonder why he was athleticism. He ran the offense, and that's why he had a lot of success. And if you look at his numbers this year, he don't turn the ball over. He's still not turning the ball over. Mm-hmm. You know, he's coming off a bad game in the rain, in bad weather in Washington, but that had a lot to do with his performance. Although he started that game 6-6 and 9-10, you know, but he only completed 5 passes in the second half because of the inclement weather, because they had to lead and they were running the ball, and actually Dez dropped a touchdown pass in the game in the rain, if you want to say that. Wow. But Dak does the right thing. He's going to make plays that will be made. He's going to convert third downs. He is. I don't know if superstar is the right word. He's certainly a top 10 quarterback. I'm the top 10 solid quarterback for years to come.
Okay. Last question about the offense. When teams have had success shutting these guys down, what have they done?
Well, they stopped the run. They you know, if you look at the teams that have had, they've stopped the run and made them beat them on the outside, and they've covered Dez one-on-one and done a good job on Dez, and there's been no one else who can really make plays. And again, that's going to be a bigger problem without Zeke. If they stop the run, and, you know, the Cowboys are a quick strike team, they're a methodical team that uses the running game, uses the clock, and marches down the field converting third downs. When they have been able to convert third downs and march down the field, they've had problems. Okay. The run getting stopped and being put in third and long situations.
I got you. Okay. Moving over to the defense, Rob Marinelli's group. You know, he's a cover 2 kind of guy, a 4-3 guy. You know, how disruptive is his defensive front, Clarence?
You know what? It is growing more and more disruptive. You know, coming into the season, certainly at the start of the season, you know, that was the weak link, and that was, well, among many weak links on this defense, but they had no war daddy type pass rusher, nobody you had to worry about. And DeMarcus Lawrence had been here a couple of years, and he hadn't really blown up. It was one reason why the Cowboys drafted Taco Charlton in the first round, because they needed so much help up front because they didn't have a proven pass rusher. Mm-hmm. And Taco's been a disappointment, but the Cowboys have been able to sustain and overcome that because DeMarcus Lawrence has become a beast all of a sudden. You know, he's in a contract year, but he's also healthy. You know.
Hey, chill. The contract year is undefeated, bro.
No, the contract year is always undefeated. But what's also true, in fairness, him, he's also healthy. He's coming off back-to-back seasons where he had off season where he had back surgery, and that's not a problem. And he's healthy and be able to get around, and he's leading the league in sacks, and no one saw that coming. He has a sack in every game this year, and the good news for the Cowboys is now he has a partner, David Irvin, who missed the first 4 games on the NFL suspension for taking a legal supplement, has 5 sacks in 3 games. You know, and he's had a sack in every game since he's been back, and they've been a pretty potent tandem. Mm-hmm. You know, but you know, if you get another team in third and long, you know, those guys are going to get to the quarterback. But again, they got to stop the run first, and that's the problem. When they've had problems this year, when they've lost games this year, is because they couldn't get the run stopped.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so teams have been going at them. Is it mainly like with zone stuff, or are they having success with power stuff?
You know, it's been mainly with the lack of making making plays on their side, and and the injuries that played a role in that. I mean, so when Sean Lee's on the field, the Cowboys are usually pretty good, except for that Denver game. And Sean Lee's missed games. Their top linebacker with the groin injury, and that put Jalen Smith, the guy I talked about earlier, on the field, and he was exposed because he wasn't supposed to be playing as much as he played early in the season. Now they got their full complement of linebackers that they had hoped to open the season with, and Jalen's only spot playing, which allowed him to really grow into his role. But yeah, last year the Cowboys did not give up a 100-yard rush at 100-yard receiver all season. They've already given up 3 100-yard rushes this year.
Wow.
And that was the problem. That has been a problem.
Okay, where are you at with the secondary? Like, are there enough playmakers back there, man?
They don't, and that is the problem. Their safeties play for the most part has been abominable. I mean, it has been embarrassing, and they haven't really made plays for the safety position. The cornerbacks are young and still trying to come to their own. Orlando Scandrick has been solid. He's having a great year. He's their slot corner. But the other guys, it's hit and miss, and they're young, they're feisty, but they're young, and so they're going to make mistakes, they're continue to make mistakes, and they're not getting much help from the safety position.
Okay. All right, man. That's a pretty good breakdown. The way teams have gotten after this defense by running the ball, you got to run the ball on them, huh? Okay. What's your prediction for Sunday, man?
Well, I got the Chiefs winning. I got the Chiefs winning 28-17, and I don't think it's going to be. And that's a pretty wide margin when considering the Cowboys at home. But I just think they're going to struggle with the speed on the outside, struggle stopping the run, and struggle making plays on offense. But we'll see. Obviously, anything can happen. I've liked Kansas City for most of the year. Certainly, their defense is not as good without without Barry at the safety position. And I see y'all bench my boy at cornerback, the former Cowboy. My mind is gone blank.
Yeah, T. Mitch. Terrence.
Yeah, the bench T. Mitchell. Hey, man.
I like T. Mitch, though.
We all like T. Mitch. We all like it. Just sounds like he's high all the time. Hey, man. Love T. Mitch.
he is one of my favorite guys. I love that guy.
I see the Chiefs winning. But, it's curious that sometimes Chiefs offense looks explosive and unstoppable, and sometimes it doesn't.
I agree.
And sometimes it looks like, with those pass rushers, it's hard to block them. And then in other games, like the Oakland game, they didn't get to the quarterback late. So I just don't know what to make of them at times. All
right. It's the man, the myth, the Clarence Hill Jr. Clarence, how can they find you on Twitter, man?
Hit me up at Clarence Hill Jr. That's my Twitter all day. Follow the Cowboys. Again, I've been covering the Cowboys since 1997. 2 playoff wins on my resume.
20
so
years.
it was after the titles, huh?
20 years, boy.
Yes, 2
Veteran.
playoff wins.
2. Just 2. Oh, one over my Lions, by the way.
Yes. Right. So all you Kansas City fans, you come to Dallas, a Kansas City-Dallas party. Got a lot of friends from coming down. We're doing a party on Saturday at Sisu in Uptown.
Okay. All right, man. Maybe I'll see you there, Chill.
You should.
All right. Appreciate you, brother. Stay up, okay?
All right. No problem.
Okay. See you, man. Okay, so great stuff there from my man Chill. Here is a 8-team roundtable with the guys. Let's go. All right. We're here with the 8-team. It is Vahe Gregorian. Vahe, how you doing?
I'm good, Therese. Thank you for continuing to keep me in the A-team.
We could not excommunicate.
If you're an original, if you're a founding member.
Yeah, how could we excommunicate?
I don't know. I think you have got
George
you kind of have the
Papard. We couldn't do that. Come on, what are we talking about, man? You're an invaluable part. Blair Kirkhoff, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Yeah, my biggest fear in life is being on the B team. And
Blair Kirkhoff, the wittiest member of the A-team, folks. Blair gives us an edge. It's good. There's a hard edge to Blair's humor that.
But you know what? It's a sneaky hard edge. I really need to get that in there because you don't see it coming.
You shift.
Yeah.
And Blair saves it for non-A-team members. I mean, Jim Thomas is still pulling the shrapnel out of his back on like a team.
I felt bad about that.
No, it's great. And also, David Hewlett, our ace photographer and the 5th member of the A-team, joined us on the podcast. Dave,
off the practice squad, up for the game.
The fifth
activated for the exactly. Yeah.
definitely you, Dave. You were more than a practice squad. You were definitely. Maybe you're on the bench sometimes because you're too busy, like giving us like coaching. But no, man, we're happy to have you on here because Sam Mellinger is on assignment, doing something very important.
Yeah, that's where he is.
Yeah.
On assignment.
He's like, guys, I can't do it today. I have an interview. With who? It doesn't matter. But we are going to have a good one for you today. I mean, you guys have heard so far, you heard from Clarence Hill from Fort Worth Star-Telegram, one of my guys, and a former
Chill.
Right.
Claire, one of my guys.
That's one of your guys,
Yep,
Claire.
yep. We were teammates for several years at the Kansas City Star back in the 90s. Good writer. Man,
Chill is good in the room.
He's a
Very
great
social.
interviewer. Great interviewer. Man, he and I can talk about some Texas, Oklahoma parties. On Friday before the Red River Classic, we'd go to a Mexican restaurant and day drink. Sodas, of course. Sodas.
No, just sodas.
But
Yeah, you can't stay hydrated.
Club soda.
Gluten-free beer.
yes,
Right.
Chill's a good dude.
Really, really good in the locker room. He's an old head now too, so
Yeah.
he's been through more. He's got his people in Dallas, so he's a great dude. And also talked to Harrison Butker for Facebook Live. Really good interview. Really, really confident guy. Has everybody you interviewed him? Haven't? What about
I
you
have.
guys?
I have. After his
Very
first game,
confident guy.
and today, before you took him to Facebook Live, he did a little session with the broader media, and it really does stand out, the confidence,
Yeah.
but also kind of the candor. I mean, just he talked a lot about how the media, and he wasn't saying it in a snarky way, but the media makes way more of distance
Yeah.
than
He's like-
kickers do. He's like, you can find any bum off the street to kick at 70.
It was the
I think he kinda
23-year-old equivalent to the Andy Reid dismissal. Man.
It was- but his point,
Great.
well taken. I felt like I learned something from the point. I mean, which is you darn well better be 18 in a row from 50 in,
Yeah.
or whatever it is. You'd rather have that than a guy who once in a while might blast one from 61. And so
He doesn't know what he doesn't know.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
only been in the NFL
Yeah.
for how many games? About 8 games or less than it. When did Santos get hurt?
Football, to keep you honest. You know?
Yeah. I just think he's got a kind of a refreshing naivete about him.
Yeah.
I'm sure he goes into these games just sort of free-minded. He doesn't think about these kicks. He just gets on the field and kicks.
But best of all, my favorite part of the story is still kind of that he missed his first one, and then he just like the kicker whisperer, Dustin Colquitt, kind of came over and said, "Hey, you're really good. Don't worry about it." And he's like, "Okay, yeah, I am." And
18 in a row later.
Yeah.
it's-
When he misses a kick, that's gonna be like devastating and lose.
Well, that'll be
he's
the
gonna have
playoffs.
to handle that.
Well, given the Chiefs' history of field goals in the playoffs, oh yeah.
I went there, yeah.
I believe Jacksonville was a team we
We
identified.
did identify. Hey, if I were you guys, I'd be very terrified of Jacksonville because that Jacksonville, like, oh god, people, the reactions to that on Facebook Live were so funny. People know that it's going to be cold. It's going to be 18 degrees. It's not going to be there won't be much life.
Nope. And they've got a Hulk back there.
They have an absolute Hulk.
What's the over-under on his carries? 40? 33?
What do you do if you're the Chiefs and you're aligned with playing that AFC South winner maybe in the playoffs? Do you want Houston to win that division? or-
1,000,000%. They can beat Houston anywhere. They can't beat. I mean, they can beat anybody, but like if it's cold and Fournette gets going, or even like, even the Texans can beat you up. Like they
can, yeah.
I'm sorry, the Titans. Even the
The-
Titans can beat you up. The Chiefs are gonna have to because we're headed that way if things don't get better. But maybe we can even talk about that. But Dave, one of the reasons we want to have you on is because we think you got some. One of the best things about you is that you're like not only elite at what you do, but like you watch like the game and you like notice things because you're really like right next to the bench sometimes or in the you hear. I can only imagine how many times you hear certain curse words a game that I'm not going to use here, but like you must hear certain words multiple just
Sometimes it's lively down there.
yeah. So What was the number one thing you took away from that win over on that win on
First,
Monday?
I thought it was interesting that they won by 10 points, but yet it sort of felt like this weird kind of almost a letdown. But what I noticed, and I was a little more surprised by, is that Kareem Hunt is getting tackled by multiple guys, sometimes behind the line. Mm-hmm. And so I'm curious as to whether teams are stacking the box, or whether it's offensive line play, or whether there's enough Kareem Hunt on tape now that these defenses have kind of figured out his move to the hole. But without Kareem, getting those 10, 12, 20, 25-yard runs, I'm not sure that the defenses are really that concerned about the pass part of it. I know Kelsey had a great game, but the rest of the receivers it was a little quieter.
Very quiet.
So then, and Kareem had a quiet game. So, if you'd thrown a different sort of defense in there in the playoffs, how does that go?
Well, I think you're right. Look, you're definitely hitting at the crux of a big question, aren't you? How much of their ability to loosen up defenses is dependent on, really knowing that Kareem can generate some important yardage.
Kareem busts off a 30-yard run. Now it's a whole different deal.
Yeah.
Now Albert Wilson gets open over the middle. Now you've got a little go route. You've got some little curl routes that you can get that are open now, because now we're paying attention to Hunt. Well, if we're tackling Hunt behind the line of scrimmage, it's like,
I'll take a little bit of a contrary position here. I think maybe the fact that it is something of a three-headed monster with Kelsey, Tyreek Hill, and Kareem Hunt, that we've talked about it all year. You can take one away, maybe take two away. But look what happened in this game. Chiefs only scored a touchdown, one offensive touchdown. It was to Kelsey, but he had 133 yards. And if the Chiefs don't have, if the Broncos don't take, or any defense really, can take away two of those weapons, and the Chiefs don't have a all-pro level person at the third, Chiefs don't win that game. I don't think. And maybe in the past they wouldn't have won that game because they didn't have, an all-pro running. Spencer Ware was a good running back, but not a Pro Bowl caliber running back. And I don't think Macklin is what Tyreek Hill is when it comes to certainly speed. So maybe the Chiefs don't win a game like they did Monday night, but they're so good at all three.
You're making me think of something that I didn't really pay much attention to, and how was it that Tyreek Hill was, what's happening that teams are able to more or less not clamp him down, but neutralize him a little bit? I mean, it wasn't a big game for Ty Hill. What's going on there?
Well, Denver's cornerbacks are good.
Yep.
So whether it's Talib, Roby, or
just quality
Chris Harris Jr., those
is
guys
the point
are good.
there.
And they can handle him, right?
So they can handle him.
They can handle him.
Yeah.
And that's why Jacksonville should scare the ever-living out of you guys, because Jalen Ramsey is good. Like, Jalen Ramsey is legitimately good. A.J. Boye can lock up Travis Kelce.
And he did last year.
Like, all the Jaguars have to do to shut down the Chiefs' offense, load up the box, line up Boye on Kelce on every passing down they think he could get the ball, and then go man-to-man Ty Hill on Jalen Ramsey. And the Chiefs are going to have a difficult time moving the ball. Their best bet would be DeMarcus Robinson on the next guy. And I mean, I like DeMarcus, but like if you've been reduced now to trying to go to DeMarcus and Demetrius Harris, which is what the Jaguars can do. And then don't forget, like, the Jaguars are going to pound you. They are going to run for 175 plus yards.
So look, everything you're saying suggests that they really, on both sides of the ball, are the worst possible matchup for the Chiefs.
That's not
playoffs.
like a.
Steelers.
Any team that,
Maybe more so these guys, right?
I mean, the Steelers have done it too, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and the Jaguars arguably should have won that game last year here. Like, there's talent there, and they got bigger and stronger and better. Like,
So that's the team to worry about.
That was the game that Nick
Foles,
wasn't that Foles?
Yeah.
Foles played that game.
Yeah, that's
after
right.
the Indy concrete turf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to prepare you guys for possible scenarios. So
No, it's good. It's good.
that's what you want. Yeah, one thing that they can do to help themselves is run the ball better against good fronts. And I think that's where the return of Mitch Morse is going to help. Blair, you had a chance to talk to Mitch after the win over Denver. Just how did he seem to you?
Yeah, it's always hard. It's always difficult for us up in the press box to evaluate how well an offensive line plays outside of the raw numbers that you have after the game. And Chiefs didn't run the ball very well, didn't run it effectively. There were a couple of times that Hunt got loose, but mostly those were, remember they had some option plays. Smith read the defensive end and pitched it, and I believe those are the ones that resulted in double-digit runs for Kareem Hunt. But they weren't winning the battle up front, and Dave is right that there was a lot of gang tackling of Kareem Hunt.
Usually on the line there, like when I'm down on the field, I can see the hole for a second and a half, and on Monday night, I was seeing the hole for just an instant. And then swallowed up. And a lot of times I didn't even see Hunt take 3 steps before he got tackled. So
The Chiefs are certainly better off with Mitch Morse at center and then moving Zach Fulton to guard. And it's still with Parker Anger looking to take his first snap of the season, so he could return to the mix. But it's a net plus certainly having Mitch Morse back. He said he felt good. Talked to him after the game and actually a little bit today, and looks fine. He's. I think they were being really cautious with that foot injury, and he's 100% or seems to be 100%. I think the Chiefs' offensive line's in line for a good game at Dallas. I think you'll see some. I think you'll see a high-scoring game down there. I think you'll see Kareem Hunt, who has between the Steelers, Raiders, and Broncos, kind of bust out a little bit. And is he still leading the NFL in rushing? Do we know that, or has he been overtaken?
I know he did going into the week. I don't know where he's at right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a 100-yard rushing game from Kareem in this game.
I wouldn't either. I mean, Dallas is 4-3. I'm still not convinced the Chiefs are going to win this game, but because even if Elliott doesn't play, the line is still the line.
It's a great offensive line. It's a Raider. It's better than the Raiders' offensive line. The Raiders' offensive line dominated that game in Oakland.
I mean, we can talk about this. Dak Prescott, these guys, they're going to get what they need on the ground. And we'll make predictions later too. But at this point, how concerned? Well, give me the game plan to win against Dallas. You guys think what do they have to do? What's the path to beat the Cowboys? Because the number one thing is I think it's what you said. I think it's Kareem Hunt's got to have a game. That's going to help.
I think he does, but and you guys can break this down better than I can because I'm just looking at a raw number. I didn't realize Dallas is a little better against the run than maybe I would have thought. 106 yards a game, 15th in the league.
But they run. Here's the thing, though. Go ahead.
No, that's all. That's really it. I mean, so I guess the question is that actually more of a strength of the Cowboys than we realize? And if so, does that make it more important that the Chiefs find a way to break it?
That's a good question. Look. I mean, they're okay, but it's a cover 2 team. It's Rob Marinelli's a defensive coordinator, so that means they're a little undersized, and you can run at them a little bit with power stuff. They're probably going to take away some of their zone stuff but maybe not the inside zone. I mean, you can get some stuff, right? So. I think they're okay, but I do think that the line is going to be back to normal for the most part. They should be able to pound the ball. That's the number one key. You got to run the ball on these guys a little bit. And then the second thing is, I'd be surprised if Dez Bryant sees a ton of Marcus Peters, right? I mean, you can just go at the other guy now. Bryant should line up on whoever's on the outside corner opposite Peters, and they should just throw it. I mean, whoever's over there is going to have to play well. Somebody's going to have to make a play.
That was Acker who took every snap the other night. I didn't realize that. He was in there for every snap.
Yeah.
It was just the 3 cornerback, just Acker, Marcus, and Nelson.
Yeah, Acker's going to have to play well, man.
Mm-hmm.
You think that was a trial for Acker, or you think we'll see Mitchell again?
I'd be surprised if Mitchell was just done. I mean, Acker's going to keep getting shots, but I think we've all kind of liked Mitchell's competitiveness. I don't think that he just stinks. I think that he's not done yet as a Chief yet.
Interesting though to make it a whole game that way.
No, I know.
That was the part that was a little surprising, I thought.
No, I get that. Sometimes there's other factors though. So,
And Acker's interception was honestly kind of a gift.
It was.
Like, I think I could have intercepted that and returned it 20 yards with a stiff
I
arm.
think that dinosaur you saw in the parking lot would have thrown that ball better.
Yes.
yeah.
But hey, good on him for getting it.
Yeah.
When it comes to you got to catch.
How excited are we to go see Jerry World?
So, have you been? You've not been.
I've been there once.
We did.
I've been there once.
For some college stuff. A couple
Yeah.
bowls.
Couple bowls and a
Missouri-
regional.
And a regional. Yeah.
That scoreboard is sick.
The thing that is going to be really weird, and I'll be interested to see how a true connoisseur of the game like you digests this, Therese. It is very hard to sit in that press box and look at the field.
Because
Because
the
it's like a
scoreboard
spaceship inside the stadium.
Right, the scoreboard runs almost the length of the field.
It's from 20 to 20, I think.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
That is so
A couple
funny.
couple of punters have hit it. I mean, it sits kind of low, and I've had one person actually tell me he's tried to hit it.
Well, I believe here's just an interesting fun with numbers thing on that. Texas Stadium, built in 71 or 72, cost $40 million. Jerry World cost $1 billion. The scoreboard cost $40 million. So that number has stuck with me. Now, I bet as you think about going there, Therese, you're not really thinking about the most exciting part, which is it's the return of the Preston Road Trophy game.
I love that.
Which goes to the winner of Chiefs-Cowboys games, conceived in 1998 by Lamar Hunt, who lived on Preston Road in Dallas, as does Jerry Jones. Coach Reed today suggested that maybe Clark lives on Preston Road. I don't know about that. But Dave Hewlett, I think maybe the only member of the A-team who was at the last game down in Dallas.
A piece of trivia, 2005, Lamar Hunt flipped the coin before the Chiefs-Cowboys game in Dallas at Texas Stadium, and the last two times that the Chiefs and Cowboys have played have been at Arrowhead. The 2009 game was when they both wore the AFL throwback uniforms.
Well, the Chiefs, the Cowboys wore their original 1960s, and the Chiefs wore their
Texans.
the Texans helmets.
Oh, so the Cowboys had like the sleeves?
Yeah.
That was the 09 game.
was
The
the
05 game was the last time they've played in Dallas, so 12 years without playing in Dallas, which is kind of interesting in the whole schedule mix now.
Sure it is, yeah.
Okay. This is going to be an interesting game. It's going to be fun. I think we like going outside the division sometimes for games. I'm interested to see how this team holds up. They have a chance to go into the bye week with a nice 7-2 record, and I think a loss would really kind of
Get them a little sour going into the bye.
I'm not sure they're going to win though. I'm actually curious to know what you guys think. Let's go around the room and make our predictions. Blair, what do you got, man? Who you got winning?
33-27 Cowboys.
Cowboys 31, Chiefs 20.
Ooh, that's an ass
Cowboys
kicker.
27, Chiefs 24.
I picked the Chiefs to win every game this year.
Have you really?
That stops now. I'm picking. I can't believe this is a Cowboys sweep because I think the Chiefs could win this game. Like it
Sure.
is,
And none
you know,
of
and I'm
us are
almost
predicting
tempted to go
blowouts.
the
What did
other
you say,
way.
33-21?
33-27. Because
Okay, so we're all predicting one score things so far.
Right.
It's like the Price is Right,
Yeah,
showcase showdown.
I'm gonna go Cowboys 30, Chiefs 23. But
So-
it could easily go the other way, man.
We're talking about one score the other way.
Even without Elliott, like they're gonna run the ball.
it's funny how, I think part of this is not feeling great about the Chiefs coming out of the Broncos game, the way they played, and the two losses before that. So Sam said it pretty well the other night on the Facebook Live. We see this team every snap. We go to every play, so we see the flaws as where fans might see all the nothing but strengths, and this run defense is really an issue.
It's what all of us picking the Cowboys it's a complete. It's what you said. I co-sign 1,000,000%. It's a reflection of all of us thinking they can't run the ball right now. and they can't stop the run. And you and I think they'll get the running game together against the Cowboys, but even without Elliott, I mean, they're gonna run the ball, and the Chiefs are gonna need some help to win this game, and they could win this game. I don't think all of us should have picked the Cowboys. Like, I wonder if this is gonna be a nobody believes in us game, because I bet you everyone's gonna pick the Cowboys, right? Like, it's going into the bye week. Players are probably the Chiefs
1 day short week.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah. That's something to think about.
It is. It's part of my thinking.
And lost to the Raiders on the short week, and
The weird thing is, though, I do think the Chiefs play better on the road than they do at Arrowhead.
They do.
I think that they are. It appears to me that they focus better on the road, and I have no idea why that is.
I mean, the Cowboys are 4-3.
And coming and look good on the road at Washington this weekend
in the rain too.
Do we think the Cowboys can be 4-4? I mean, they're probably a little better than that.
You know what? But I think we're all convinced that the Eagles are the class of that division.
Yeah.
I agree with Dave. I think in the last few years, I've felt like they've played better on the road. Maybe they concentrate a little bit better.
I think it's a different locale that it's a different stadium that they're not used to.
I think there's a different level of intensity.
They're dialed up a little bit.
1,000,000%. There's a different level of intensity. Well, we'll see if they'll bring it this week.
It's interesting to look at what they've done. They beat the Giants in the opener. Giants stink. They got blasted by the Broncos.
That
when
gave
the
us a
Broncos
false
were good.
impression, I think, of Denver.
Yeah.
They get by the Cardinals.
That was
they
when
lose to the Rams. They lose to the Packers. They blast the 49ers.
Really close games. I mean, that Packers game was a final. Was an Aaron Rodgers miracle game, right? And
That's right. So, but I'd say the Washington win is their best win, and that's the one they're coming off of. But the other ones, I mean, 2 of their wins are against teams that don't seem very. 3 of their wins are against teams that don't seem very good. The only really good win seems like Washington, and Washington's only 4-3.
You know what? I picked these guys to lose this game before the year, and then win their last 7 games or something, or go 6-1. I bet you that's what happens. I bet you they lose this game, and they might not lose again.
Right. I think I felt the same way. I had them going 5-4 before the break, and 6-1 after for an 11-5. And I didn't. I thought the Raiders were going to be the best team in the division, so I had them second in the division. But in the playoffs, this team could very easily be 12-4. Lose this game, go 6-1 after the break, be 12-4, match last year's record.
I guess what this comes down to, if we're looking at this critically, they're not going to lose at Denver. Denver's going to be done at the end, so that's a win.
I think
Miami,
all the West teams will be done.
They get Miami at home. That's a win. Miami doesn't play well when it's cold in December.
Buffalo
the Chargers here.
Buffalo at home, to me, is the one.
That is, yeah.
That's the interesting one.
The rest of these games are all wins. Giants, Buffalo.
Jets could be a little tricky.
Buffalo's a tough one.
Right, and Jets could be a little tricky.
You think so?
I think in New York. Yep.
Interesting.
But they beat Oakland here.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs are pretty
Especially after
solid to go 7-1. So 6-1 down the stretch. So the question is this a 13-3 team? I don't think so. I think it's a 12-4 team. So I'm gonna pick them to lose this week. That makes sense. Yeah.
12-4 with the tiebreaker over the Patriots.
Yep.
No tiebreaker. Don't have the tiebreaker over the Steelers.
Yep.
And then the AFC South winner is not going to get to 12-4.
So they'll be coming in here.
Chiefs are going to have they're going to have another great regular season. But again, as we said Monday night, they don't measure it around here now in regular season.
No, people are going to be really pissed.
Yep.
By the way, to Dave's point, and we've talked about this before, but it is kind of amazing over Andy Reid's career.
Exact same.
It's virtually the same.
Home and away record.
Home Andy Reid career 91-57.
Gotcha.
Road career 88-59-1.
And that's Philadelphia too, but
Yeah.
it breaks down similarly in his Chiefs tenure.
Yeah, I don't have that exact number handy, but the broader point is his teams seem to be as or better prepared on the road.
They were 6-2 home and away last year each, and they have a loss on the road and a loss at home this year.
Okay. Guys, I appreciate you guys joining us. I'm talking to the men in this room, right? Thank you. Definitely not the people. I'm just playing. This is going to be a fun game. We do appreciate you guys listening. Remember, go kansascity.com and all your Chiefs news as you made it to the end of the podcast. Our podcast number is steadily growing. Thank you. We'd appreciate it if you go to iTunes and rate and review our Sports Beat KC podcast. I've seen our numbers, people. which means that there are thousands of people who listen to this weekly, and we only have 100 reviews. So there's many of you that are disregarding my request. So you need to regard it and go do it if you appreciate it and want us to keep doing it. So thank you, and we'll talk to you guys later.